Hi and good evening, everyone. My name is Albert, and this is Vlogs About Nothing. Thank you very much for taking the time out of your very busy night to join me. I really appreciate that. I know that it's a good summer evening here in the near end of July, and I'm just chugging right along, making my vlogs about nothing. It's the joy of my life. It truly is, and I'm laughing because I enjoy it so much, but it's because it has to do with absolutely nothing. Like right now, we're about to take some time out of our cool lives to talk about how, I think, in my own personal opinion, and again, I can't stress this enough, y'all, like, this is a channel, thank you so much to the new subs and viewers, but this is a channel that I want to, I want this to entertain you. You feel me? Like, in whatever kind of a weird, like, not creepy way that means, like, in terms of this channel is for y'all, right? Like, I was speaking with a friend earlier in terms of like the conceptualization of how I want the channel to move forth and stuff. And, I've had mixed opinions on having the comments off and so forth. But here's the thing: the ultimate truth is that I am here, putting on a show for y'all that I want you to just watch, and I want you to feel comfortable watching it, and I want you to obviously be as supportive as you possibly can. We stream 4 videos a day. Tell somebody about the channel so that they can subscribe. But you feel me? I just want to be some background noise when, like you're brushing your teeth before you go to bed. You feel me? Something to lighten up the mood that you may be in. You know what I mean? Like again, that I know my job, like seriously, and I try to do it well every night. Like seriously, I try to give y'all the energy that you deserve. I try to give y'all the honesty, the accountability, the transparency. These things are all very important to me. And so I just really appreciate, all of the new people that are coming along for this journey and so forth. And I think it's a really cool thing. And minus the fact that, we can't leave comments here on the channel, I just want to reiterate that your time here in the channel is just enough, and it should be a peaceful place. The only one that should be making any real noise is this guy here that you're hearing from now. And again, that's just because you allow me the privilege to be in y'all's life at this capacity, and the least I can do is give you my best in terms of how I feel so passionate about nothing. But while all the while still really caring about things that are important, sort of a satirical take on how a world can be lived from a certain perspective, in contradiction to one that I would argue encourages exploitation and a kind of self awareness that is more narcissistic and selfish than I'd even like to consider in terms of ultimate end goals and our means of achieving them. And I just feel like as people, we can all work just so much better together to get things done and all of these things. So, again, I do appreciate you guys joining the channel, but I just did want to let you guys know about how I felt in that regard, just because it really is important to me. And I just appreciate it. And I know that sometimes I hear, a lot more now, obviously, and especially recently, that people want to leave comments and stuff, but y'all don't even trip on it. Seriously, like I'm here to entertain you, and again, just me having the opportunity to be with y'all for a few minutes every day is more than I could ever ask for. So I really, really appreciate that. I want to talk tonight about how it's my own personal opinion, and going right back into sort of character here in terms of like trying to be my authentic self in front of the camera here and so forth at all times in front of the whole world. We have many more really cool channels for the really cool plans for this channel, and again, I'm gonna look forward to watching these older videos and coming back and like being like, oh, that was really cool and stuff, that like we were able to make that happen because of y'all's support and because of the fact that we spoke it into the universe or whatever. But now, 5 minutes into the video, let's talk about how I think we've all been kind of scammed when it comes to cooking oils. You feel me? And okay, so just a quick preface is like, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a dietitian. I'm not anybody special. I'm just this dude that sits behind his desk and talks about nothing. You feel me? That's quite literally what can be said about me. And I'd have it no other way. Like, the box is pretty big, because we talk about nothing. So the box of nothing is, includes everything. But, anyways, so I think that, like, cooking oils are super bad for you. I feel like we don't, as a modern society, talk about, like, it's like, I like butter. I like cooking with butter. I'll cook everything with butter. Like, one, I didn't know any better, and two, I knew better because I just know that when I look at oil, it reminds me of the stuff we put in cars. I mean, I don't know if I'm the only person that feels like that. Obviously not, because people use oil all the time. I see people buy it at the grocery store all the time. We have some avocado oil, which, again, strikingly enough, I did not know, other than canola oil, is the only other oil that is arguably a good oil for you, right? Which is, now that I know, avocado oil and canola oil, whereas vegetable oil and all of the other seed oils are just really bad for you. And again, I didn't even, like, really know this, other than just, like, thinking again with my eyes that, like, it wasn't something, it didn't make me feel good. I've never liked it. I don't like Crisco. I'm an old Hispanic boy who grew up with his grandma, and still to this day, I'm pretty sure my mother uses Morel Manteca snowcap lard, right? And so it's sort of like, even, in my household, I don't like lard. I'm anti lard, seriously, like, in terms of, for me, because unlike oil, lard doesn't make me sick in that I think it's unhealthy for me. It makes me sick in that, just like, my body doesn't like lard for some reason. Like, and again, everyone's, biome, individual biome, I just learned that word, is different. You feel me? Or their individual bodily biome. I wonder if that's a word, individual bodily biome. But anyways, I know that lard hits me way different than oil and or butter, and it still isn't, like, a good hit. You feel me? Like, I can get through meals that have, like, decent, like, small amounts of lard, but my grandma, and again, moreover, now my mom, I know they use chunks of lard. Like, and again, it's weird because I think it's just like fat grease or animal fat or something. I'm not really sure what lard is, and I'm not really sure if I want to know, but nonetheless, I still think it's better than any of those oils. Like, I can't imagine, like, you know, the industry, the like industry as it would be in the modern capitalist era doesn't sound like capitalism at all. Like, in retrospect, it sounds like some straight up, like, totalitarian fascist sort of policies that were put forth that now put us in the predicaments that we're in. Which, again, because you would think, right, that if we were in a real capitalistic world and a story broke about how you tried to lie, in terms about, like, you didn't know that, like, oil caused heart disease or all of these things, right? Like, in a real capitalistic free market world, right? Like, a consumer would hear a rumor about that company and they'd go say that, and then the company would have to inevitably learn from their mistake by failing. But we let companies get to such big places to where they're too big to fail. We've adapted this backwards mentality of not letting things happen the way they should be, and again, end up in these places where we could have easily predicted where we were going if we could continue that behavior, and we continued to bail out the people that make us sick, that, actually, like, yeah, I just, that unalive us, like, you feel me, systematically over decades. I that doesn't sound like friendly free market competition to me. You know what I mean? In all economic discussion, like, I just don't see that, how that's, like, a part of any economics class. I'm sure these guys are, teaching other guys, like, how to, circumvent law, make enough money to hire good lawyers, and then lobby the government forever. I mean, instead of just doing the right thing, or instead of just, like, adapting to modern safety practices. People would seriously rather spend centuries and massive amounts of money to prevent people from having a fair choice in even what they buy. So I just think that cooking oils are bad for you. I'm finding out more and more about how they're really bad for our body and how it was sold to us that fat free was the way to go and you needed to replace all of your lard and butter with cooking oils. And again, I just like that's like when somebody does something that leads them to be unalived, like I think that's called like something we can't say on the channel, right? Because we don't want to get demonetized. But it's sort of like, isn't that what that is? Like I just because if it isn't, then I have a problem. I just because I feel like if you know that you're selling a toxic product, and if you know that it's killed people for decades, even just one death, I don't see how we allow this kind of behavior. I'm just saying. And I get it. We allow it because the government, and private businesses keep us so busy and in debt and just overall sad that we don't have the time to reflect on how the people that we are supposed to trust aren't people to be trusted. You feel me? I mean, holy potatoes. It's like, it's a big deal. So, moreover, I'm nothing at all professional, just a random dude who feels very strongly about how people should go back to cooking their food with butter and or if you're feeling funky, lard. But stay away from the oils, guys. We get enough of those from when we go out to eat. Seriously. And in moderation, arguably nothing is that bad for you, so long as it's lawful and ethical in its valuistic sort of approach, right? But still, I'm just saying, like, it's okay to eat out every once in a while. Is it okay to eat out every once in a while and go home and cook your food in toxic waste byproduct, which is literally what oil is? I'm not sure. I just, again, I'm not a qualified dude on the subject, but I'm staying away from it. You feel me? So I hope that you guys have a really wonderful night. Thank you again to all the new subs and viewers. And until our next video, I hope you guys take care. All right? Bye.